Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, Fubo potentially facing a very dire situation, with it potentially losing hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That's according to itself when it's taking a look at what will happen if Venu Sports launches and its lawsuit against Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery fails. We're going to break down what's happening here. Is Fubo facing the possibility of going out of business? Raises questions. Disney, Netflix, and Paramount, along with other companies like Comcast, are spending $126 billion on new content this year as they're hoping to win the streaming war by outspending their competition, putting them under. We'll break down what's happening there. And NFL streaming combined with Call of Duty downloads, setting record internet traffic for Comcast. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick second. First though, if you want to learn more about any of these stories I'm about to talk about, there's a lot more to cover today. Check out the show notes, and in the first pinned comment, I'll put a link to each one there. If you're new here, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. Hit the subscribe or hit that thumbs up, doing one or both. It's a huge help to us. With that said, let's dive into it. So Fubo has submitted an updated briefing on its lawsuit against Disney, Fox, and Warner Bros. Discovery as it attempts to block the launch of Venu Sports, a new live TV streaming service that will only offer live TV from certain, like 16, if I remember correctly, sporting channels like ESPN's, Fox Sports, local Fox, local ABC, and more with that. Well, they say that this gives those companies an artificial, unfair advantage because they don't have to pay a middleman. They're blocking their competition from doing what they're going to do. And that could result in Fubo losing millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of subscribers to this service. That's a potential huge problem. Fubo has yet to turn a profit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, they've never turned a profit. The most recent one reduced the losses they've had in the third quarter of 2024, but they again lost money. Losing hundreds of thousands of subscribers, I'll be honest, that's, for me, looking on the outside, look at them, is a huge red flag about the future of the company, and you can understand why they're going Hail Mary on this, suing to attempt to block it. Will they be successful in blocking it? We'll have to wait and see. Definitely a judge has given them the benefit of the doubt a lot through this and granted injunctions and other places to pause this and put their service on hold indefinitely until the court case is resolved, likely in 2025, or if they drag this out even longer, could push into early 2026. This is not just something that Fubo is facing. This is real problems for Sling and YouTube TV and others. But Fubo has been the one that's most vocal going after it in court, something I think other companies seem to be happy to let them do as they just kind of watch from the outside. We'll keep a close eye on this, but prediction, if Venu Sports launches, how much trouble do you think Fubo will be in? Will they be able to continue as a company, or will this put them out? Leave me a comment, let me know. All right, next up, Disney, Comcast, Fox, so many other companies, all these huge media moguls are going to spend over $126 billion, okay, say this again, $126 billion on creating content in 2024. This is kind of a massive arm race. If you remember the Cold War, the huge arm race to build up massive military power beyond the other ones, replace military power with massive amount of content that other streaming services cannot compete with. I've said this many times. There are more streaming services on the market than the market can bear. There's just not enough dollars in the market to go around to keep these 100+ paid services in the United States alone profitable. So what's happening here is a lot of companies like Disney, Netflix, Comcast through Peacock, Max through Warner Bros. Discovery, and more are hoping that they can create these massive catalogs of content and streaming partnerships that they'll be so successful that when their competitors go out of business, they'll be one of the last ones standing, because you just have to have Max for their hit shows and Peacock for their hit shows and Paramount Plus for their hit shows. The question is, who's going to be a winner? Who's going to be a loser? Can they keep up this breakneck race of doing $126 billion in combined spending to make content in 2024? Do we have too much content? Or do we not have enough? It's kind of interesting to see how this plays out. Mark my word though, not all these services even behind me will make it. Some of these services in 5 years probably won't be here. Many other services that you know that are probably big names that you think won't ever go away won't make it. Like we just talked about, Fubo is still not profitable. Will that be a reality? Will it not? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I think that there's many services out there that are just not going to make it. Mark my word, I've been saying it for years, but it's the reality. For now, it's an arms race. Some point that arms race is going to run out of money, run out of time for somebody. All right, let's keep moving along. Speaking of the growth of streaming and the growth of internet demand, according to Comcast, in the week of October 21st, they set a record. Sorry, I think I actually caught that fly. Nope, I didn't. One take, bloopers and all. I apologize. But according to Comcast, in the week of October 21st, a record amount of internet traffic hit their networks thanks to two things. NFL's game, Thursday night game on Amazon. Tons of people watching that. But at the same time, Call of Duty had its pre-downloads for the launch of its new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 game, was setting record traffic across the Comcast networks. Keep a close eye on this. You know, we've talked a lot about the power grid and what does that mean with everything going electric and the capacity of the power grid. What's the capacity of our internet? As more and more things go online, video files become 4K and then 8K, dramatically increasing it. Well, I think we're a long ways away from problems, and internet providers have been investing heavily in this. Keep a close eye on network congestion becoming a major issue. I lived in an area in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in a very rural part of Missouri where there wasn't great internet. And we ran into something that happened several times when I lived there called bandwidth exhaustion. We had DSL, and the internet at night would crawl down to unusable speeds. I could not barely open a website. That's how bad it was. And when we talked to them, they said, you're in network exhaustion. There's just so much traffic. Everybody's trying to stream things. This is when Netflix was becoming really popular, and others were too. It overwhelmed their networks. They couldn't keep up. It's a real thing. Are we going to stay ahead of that as more and more people move to streaming or not? For now, we're doing pretty well. And Comcast is using AI to try to manage their networks to kind of keep everything running smoothly. Something to kind of keep on your radar. Keep in the back of your mind. We're far away from it, but it's the reality of what's happening out there. All right, Fandango has released its top Thanksgiving and Christmas movies. All right, I'm going to read off a few of these here. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on these. And do you agree with this list? All right, top 5 Thanksgiving movies. I want to hear your thoughts on this. See the full top 10 for both and our story at corecarsnews.com. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Kind of can't argue with that one, to be honest with you. Knives Out, Addams Family Values, Grumpy Old Men, and The Fantastic. Do you agree with that list? Do not. That's according to them, the top Thanksgiving movies. Top Christmas movies, top 5. Elf, Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Grinch, and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 6, I'll throw in a bonus here. A Christmas Story, It's a Wonderful Life. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Do you agree with this list? What do you think should have been on here? Take a look at the full one over at corecarsnews.com. The Thanksgiving ones are kind of to me. But you leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, though, that's a pretty high one for me. And again, full list of both ones at corecarsnews.com. All right, Fox reported its earnings 2 days ago from when I posted this. They came out late on Tuesday, or on Monday, excuse me. With this, Fox is, of course, the political ad season has driven up ad revenue as they close in on surpassing now $1 billion in revenue during the fiscal year. On track to do that. But they said there's a lot of talk about Tubi maybe cannibalizing ad revenue away from local stations. They say that's not happening. And they say Tubi is seeing a huge jump in ad revenue thanks to the political season. Political campaign years and presidential elections are typically, let's be honest, I'm recording this before the results or anything are up or we know what's happening. But thankfully, hopefully this is over. But these ads typically drive TV station, radio stations, websites, all kinds of ad revenue up severely. And a lot of people rely on it. According to Fox, Tubi has now risen as a major player in that and received a nice bump in revenue, helping Tubi have one of its best quarters ever. Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me because it feels like every time I turn on a free service, every ad is political right now. I'm so ready for the ad season to be over. But check it out. Link in the show notes if you want to check. I'll find all that down there below. All right, let's keep moving along here with this. Freeform has announced their 25 Days of Christmas. The full schedule is now live. I'm not going to read out all of them, but we also have a lot of classic, as you expect, Christmas movies, including Mickey's All I Want. Oh, here we go. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas is being included. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, Freeform premiere. Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Home Alone 3 will all air on the first day. If you want to see the full schedule, check it out in the show notes. I'm going to go get a fly swatter because there's a fly that got in here. But thank you to everybody. I hope you all are having a fantastic Wednesday. We made it. It's November 6th. I'll talk to you all again real soon. Hopefully I don't regret saying that because I'm recording this on the late afternoon of November 5th. Until then, take care. Be safe, everybody. Did I say that right? What's the date today? Oh yeah, it's November 5th. I just had a momentary blank in my brain on if I screwed it up. I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to go get some popcorn and see what's happening. You probably already know. I'll talk to you all again real soon.